year starting and you know, so they're pushing this global warming crap to get us to do a carbon tax. They want to tax the hell out of us, and you know, this is just one of their excuses. If you, this is why it's so critical right now. If you want to have a cool, moderate temperature, and David will attest to this, we've had 76, 78 degrees, while the rest of the country's had 95, 100, and we're just having a great time here in Los Angeles, and that's the Purviance Pyramids doing their thing. And you don't have to do this intention thing where you have to project your intention. You know, there's guys on the internet saying you got to project your intention. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do, the pyramid does all the work. And if you want to call a nice, cool area and bring the bees back and get rid of the chemtrails, then get a Purviance pyramid. It's simple, and then just use it.
My concept for Liberty Villages is, you know, a nice 5 acres on the corner of a farm or a ranch where you can grow your own food, generate your own electricity, and if you put a Purviance pyramid on that, you basically ensure the health. I would say that this ensures the health of you and your neighbors. If it is truly dispersing these chemtrails, and you know, all the testimony from it is saying it's happening. It's happening right before your eyes.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too is they got this secret kind of right in front of our faces, this operation going on. I think most of the bees are dying off because all these residents are getting their bug sprayers. You know, they go around their little trucks and then they spray all these houses, and then you see all these bees dying on the sidewalk. Well, even those can't their nefarious operation gets foiled with the Purviance pyramid. The bees come back. Every beekeeper needs to have a Purviance pyramid. If they want their bees to stay alive, it's their duty. And you can go to my website and see how you can get one going there.
I agree completely. I used to be a beekeeper when I was in high school. I had my own hive.
Cool. How'd that go?
Great. I've made honey for 2 years and sold it. It was fantastic. But I love bees. I feel sorry whenever I see one sitting on the concrete just buzzing away there.
They don't. The neonicotinoids, or whatever you pronounce those, I'm positive they got these guys in their bug spray trucks spraying the hell out of these bees, you know, and it's just a real nefarious agenda, and most people don't even know that it's going on.
You know, this is part of the assault. I mean, you know, I keep referring to this as a war, folks, because it is, and they are poisoning you. They are, if the bees die, you die, your plants die. This is part of the attack on the ecology. When you have a laser beam, which they developed at White Sands Missile Range, called the Airborne Laser Project, again, a joint Israeli-U.S. project, and they bragged about it. The technicians that worked there bragged about it. After I ribbed them about how many of the computers had digital games on it, video games on it, they laughed and said all of them, but they bragged about their airborne laser. We can hit the O in God on a dime in the hands of a running man at 50 miles. How about that, Clay?
Yeah, on that same line, I have a friend of mine in Florida, and he called up the Air Force and the Homeland Security, both of them, and he asked them about the chemtrails, and what was their response? Their response was, "We don't have to tell you a damn thing." Can you believe that? That's public servants, you know? Yeah, sure. Jeez.
You know, this has been happening. One of the things that I want to point out, I mean, the pyramids are left over from an advanced society with advanced technology, and I believe that technology is still with us. You just call them UFOs. I also believe the UFOs are what they use to build the pyramids with. I don't see a bunch of slaves trying to run 10 tons of rock up it. I see a UFO floating over it, holding it up, putting an anti-gravity field around it that they use to zip around the universe in, and putting it in place like a bunch of those little robo helicopters. And by the way, somebody made a comment. I think it was that he tried to swat a fly, but it turned out to have a camera and a machine gun. But that's not too far from the truth. Maybe the machine gun don't work, but the cameras do. And these little mechanical bugs that are unattended, they're like baby drones. They can inject a RFID chip into you, and you'll think it's a mosquito bite.
Yep. Yeah, they got the nanotechnology you can't even see in there. They got people in autopsies showing that they had nanotechnology in the autopsy, in their brains and stuff.
Now, by the way, folks, what somebody on the chat room just said, explain to anyone what the Zionists are, and they think you are a Nazi. They call anybody that's anti-communist is going to be a Nazi. Anyone that points out the Jewish influence behind our religion. I mean, right from the start, folks, right from the start, the God of Abraham may not have been the good guy, in my opinion here. Oh, just kill your son and show me how much you love me, how much you like me. That's a real Jewish point of view, and I ain't going to go for it. You know, that's the influence. And anybody, as far as I'm concerned, anybody that says I'm a Judeo-Christian, you might as well say I'm a satanic Christian. Sorry to get off on that rap, but this is control, and the control, this spraying here, could not be done without the cooperation of the government. If the government wasn't behind this spraying and this weather alteration and this poisoning of the American people, all they have to do is send a couple of jets, force some of them down in a public airport, put it right in the middle of Phoenix, and call the press, and call the scientists, and call the hazmat teams, and find out what they've been spraying on us.
Yeah, and find out what's, see all the spray equipment that's in those planes that's spraying the hell out of us. But, yeah, anyway, yeah, it's just miserable. I mean, but the whole thing is, that's the whole thing. I think everybody wants this misery. That's the only thing I can think of, because, you know, we have these, like Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. Well, if we can decide on what scenario we wanna do, if we're in this play, do we want to do this drama tragedy? And you know, it just seems to me that that's the way most people want to do it. They want to do a drama tragedy. You present them with the opportunity, with the you know, the Purviance pyramid. If a guy's going to say it clears the air, chemtrails for 70-mile radius, the one for sale, the 4-foot 3-inch one on PurviancePyramid.net, there's a 100-mile radius, and they don't want to check it out. They don't want to see it. It does the job. And we've got testimony from people here in Los Angeles. Anybody in the United States or anybody in the world can call L.A., anybody in L.A., and say, how are the skies? You guys got a lot of chemtrails? And they say, what's a chemtrail? And they'll look up and they say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We got beautiful blue skies here. Right now, we got an overcast. Well, that's the pyramid working right now. It'll bring these clouds to, they're trying to do this, well, whether it's weather manipulation or not, the pyramid being in Los Angeles has this overcast so that it basically keeps that hot weather that's going across the country. We don't have it here. And then at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock noon, the overcast's pretty much gone by 1. And then we get it only gets to maybe 78 or so degrees. So you can do that too. Try it. Try the Purviance pyramid. You'll like it, and I have no doubt about it that you know, just go on the website and I have no doubt about that you will like it once you try it. Costs you...
I agree completely, Ross, and I am sold, as everyone will be as soon as they buy one.
Yeah.
We've got the links to it.
I tell this, everybody who's listening in from all across the country, call in, you look on the weather, look at the temperature of Los Angeles for the past 10 days. And also just call a business or somebody in Los Angeles, you don't even know them, and ask them, what's the weather like? You know, how are the chemtrails? Or maybe there's a chemtrail website in the LA area, and ask them, well, how are the chemtrails in LA? They'll all tell you there's no chemtrails right now. They're not spraying. Well, that's not true. They are spraying, and they may have quit for the most part, but you'll see them occasionally giving it a go, and they know it's not working. So, you know,
a lot of stuff ain't working. In fact, it's more and more is going wrong for them, and more is going right for us. We just don't notice it so much because we're individuals still at the moment. But as soon as we get control of this Hollywood cabal in a few more months, then things are going to start to really go our direction as far as the news, as far as the information dissemination to the public, I believe.
Optimistic view, but we are competing with right now, it's really a matter of getting the information out. Now, if you go to my website, let's just use this for a moment here. If you go to my website, freeamerican.com, I've got information up there about the pyramids. We've got the last two shows that we've done up there, Ross, and there is links to your site. There is information on the site, so anybody across America could go to freeamerican.com, listen to this show, pass it on to your neighbors, folks, and hey, if you got together with your neighbors and just put one in your neighborhood, well, you could probably do that without breaking your budget. If you got, and all this is, again, the information is there on the website. We've also,
pass the hat. Pass the hat, $5 each, and all of a sudden you got one.
And I've got an ad right here. Filter out. Put these water filters. Get these water filters up. Links are on my website. You get these water filters. They come equipped. One of the filters comes equipped with radiation absorbing zeolite. So these filters filter out fluoride, radiation, metals, and more.
You got to have the water filtration system for sure. That definitely go to Clay's site and get that, because you know, you need to have the water filtration because they got all kinds of poison. They're, like you said, Clay, they're attacking us from all directions.
They are, and I just
and everything.
They're
pulling out all the stops.
I just watched a film about the cancer industry. Everybody has cancer. It's a big, big business. And before the turn of the century, there wasn't any.
Yeah, right. They had like 40 a year or something like that back in 1900.
And who started the American Medical Association? It was the Rothschilds. It was the Rockefellers. It was the Jacob Schiffs. It was the... It was the wealthy. They started the AMA. They started the doctors. They started the allopathic doctors. They started the pharmaceutical industries. There is a 100,000% markup on some of these drugs that you see advertised on television. Every other commercial is advertised on television. Those drugs aren't to make you well. They are to keep you sick. If you're not sick, they don't make any money, do they?
Yeah, if you're well, they're out of business. That's the way they look at it. So
my wife Shirley works at a Sunrise facility here in the Palisades. Oh, okay. I can't say anything about sunrise. She'll get in trouble.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, well, you know, J. Paul Getty had, he was kind of the guy who pushed the allopathic medicine, and he lived to 97 years old, and the reason why is because he never used his own junk, and that's what they call the drugs on the street, and that's the same stuff that he was doing, junk. It's just the pharmaceutical industry it's just that industry, and but J. Paul Getty, he never used any of the petrochemical pharmaceuticals. He never used any of it, and he had a team of naturopathic doctors. He had, like, you know, you name it. He had this is back in the 20s and 30s, but that's the reason why he lived to be 97, because he didn't use his own junk that he was pushing on society.
Yeah, I think, excuse me for just a minute, guys. I got to do a little musical tribute here.
All right.
Go ahead and finish that thought, though.
Well, yeah. So, like, he had what do you call an acupuncturist. He had an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, naturopath. He had like six natural doctors, and that's why J. Paul Getty lived to be 97 years old. Yeah. But going back to the chemtrails, you know, this 3-foot pyramid I have that I move around every day before 8 in the morning, I found that to be the trick. That's my opinion. Others may. What I say is, try it out. You got to try it out for yourself. You can't say yes or no to whether it works or not unless you try it, or you're here in L.A. and you see it, or you call people up and ask them if it works. Really, you know, let's get scientific about it instead of just calling people names and stuff. But like I said, there's a guy on Facebook. He's like a professor at a college, and I enjoy a lot of his posts. He's got a lot of good stuff going on, but he always puts me down about my pyramids, even though he hasn't even tried them.
Well, that's what people are afraid. If suddenly they realize that what we're talking about is real and true, you know, they have to rethink their whole cosmology. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Here, this is a tribute to the pharmaceutical industry. I believe we can do this.
This may be our last good night together.
Nope, sorry about that. That ain't it. What happened to it? All right, never mind. Hang on a minute.
Back to this destruction of the planet, now how they're attacking us on all fronts. I believe that Gulf oil prices.
Hold on, I'm trying to cut this damn thing off here. All right,
okay.
All right, I got it.
See, I think that they're determined to destroy this planet for whatever reason. Who knows? I mean, can you get into the mind of those who are insane? Would you want to? But for whatever reason, they're doing this. They're like they're the mad scientists. They really are, and they're sure doing a good job of it. But we can stop them, definitely.
Well, I have to tell you, it's encouraging me. I mean, David's been talking about this for a long time, and it's encouraging to me to think that there is an answer. There is something that we can do to combat this.
Yeah. It's just really simple, and you know, I'll tell you what happened one time though. I'll tell you this. The Purviance Pyramid, you go to PurviancePyramid.net, and you can see it's an open-air pyramid, okay? I have one on my bike right now. I got this yellow one on my bike, and I put my sign up on the pyramid, on one side of the pyramid, okay? And then I rode in the morning like I always do, and what happens? Because that sign was blocking off the open air of the Purviance Pyramid on just one side, that afternoon we got a few chemtrail streaks. That told me right away it's got to be an open air Purviance Pyramid. It's got to be an open air pyramid. And the thing about it is, if you just do a stick frame pyramid without the orgone corners, try it. Try and see if that works. See how that works. See how it does. But my experience is that you have to have the orgone, and for some reason that orgone really gives it the boost, and it's about 8 times better than just a stick frame pyramid. So you're really going to see some results with that. And that's why I encourage everybody to go to PurviancePyramid.net, and you can buy a pyramid or you can get the downloads. I'm going to have more pyramids on there that you can buy. Right now I just have one, but all you need is like a 30-inch one. I had a 27-inch. That blue one on the website is only 27 inches, and it was doing a fantastic job. You're going to get at least 30-mile radius clearing on that one. And the one I have on my bike right now is a 3-footer, and you know. And David, do you know anybody around the perimeter, like 40, 50 miles away, that's talked to you about how the air is over there?
No, Ross, I haven't talked to anybody. Well, I guess maybe Hollywood and the Valley would be a ways away. I haven't really talked to anybody out there recently, but everybody that comes out here to my location out here in Venice remarks about it, and just can't believe it. It really is.
Yeah, the air is so fresh. You know, I ride down this one busy boulevard, but it's got like a golf course on one side and this brush on the other. And I've noticed just recently that, like on the weekend when the traffic's pretty much not there, at like 6 or 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, just a couple days ago, I noticed how fresh it was, and you could smell this beautiful fragrance from the flowers. That was so amazing.
Be revealed or concealed.
All right, hold on a second here.
The truth should be
I believe
revealed.
I've got a...
on what the truth is and who you are.
okay.
But
yeah,
that's one thing I was going to...
about a month ago, three jets were going around in a circle right over my house trying to spread chemtrails, and I could see them drying up right away as they were spread. So they tried for about a half an hour, but they couldn't get anything to stick. It was really hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that too, and I show people. That's one thing that will wake people up. If you're looking up and you see these 3 jets at the same time, and you point it out to people on the street, they can't deny that. They're going to say, oh, or they're at least going to. They're not going to. They may turn their heads and walk away, but it's going to wake people up if you can catch those 3 jets at the same time. I've seen that. I've seen exactly what you're talking about, dude. I'm thinking about actually calling. I'm going to go online, check the map, and call out 70 miles away from where I am, or 50, 60 miles out, and ask them how. You guys know about chemtrails, and I'll keep calling until I find somebody who does, and say, how are the chemtrails over there? And if they tell me there aren't any chemtrails, then I'm gonna. That's a strong indication that the Purviance pyramids are working to me. You know, to be honest with you, I haven't sold that many downloads at all, and I haven't sold that many pyramids. So my opinion is most people are not even looking into it, and you know, we need to change that. We need to have some open-mindedness and some kind of what do you call scientific method way of doing things, instead of just assuming that it's a fraud. What am I getting out of it? $7.95 for buying the download how to make your own Purviance pyramid. Big deal, you know. I've got another website for making money. It's called weeklyswingtrader.net. I was in the top 5 of Futures Magazine Superstar Trading Contest. I was in the top 10 out of 500 contestants. You know, do I need to make money with these downloads? You know, it's $7.95, no big deal. Just do it yourself. You know, and if you know, it's just like you got to keep an open mind about things and give it a try. See if it works. If it doesn't, you can tell everybody else it's fraud. You know, just do one of those things. But you're going to find that it does work. And as long as you do it as said, as instructed on the website, it's real easy.
Yeah, we've got that all linked up on the website. We're almost out of time here. Ross Purviance, it's PurviancePyramid.net. That's PurviancePyramid.net. And you know, folks, I do this show to bring you information, to introduce you to men like this, people like this, products like this that you might not be able to find at Walmart, let's say.
Oh, Clay, can I say one more thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just here's how you do it. Just to keep the heat off, because you'll find it will work. You just tell them, look, I use it because I like the art. I like the art, and that's why I use it. That's why I have a Purviance pyramid. If anybody asks, let's say you got one on top of your car, and you just tell them you're not into the corporate logo and impersonal stuff. You want to get individual empowerment, and that's why you're supporting the individual artist. This is your statement that you're supporting individual empowerment, and and that's the way we need to go.
All right, we're out of time here, folks, and go to the website, listen to the show, pass the show around. I mean, what the heck, folks? This is information. Now, I do this because A, I like to do it. B, I want people to know the truth. C, I need money too. If you make a donation, you can keep this show going. If you make a donation, you can get one of my books. You can read one of my books. Now, the bookstores are closing down. The book companies are closing down. People aren't reading. People aren't doing this. People aren't doing that. The economy, I know all of the excuses. But you need the information, and Liberty Villages is not an idea for me alone, for me to make any money off of it. It's a way you can get with your neighbors in a neighborhood, and folks, you can grow enough food in your backyard if you want to put out the effort. You can grow enough food in your backyard using modern techniques. You don't have to till the land. You don't have to hitch a mule to your plow. You don't have to do any of that crap. You can grow your own food, wood chips on the floor of your backyard, and you'll turn that into a garden very quickly. And I've got videos on my site to show people that can be done. I've got links and pictures of the pyramids on my site, freeamerican.com. Now, if you don't go out and tell people about this, you're listening to this, and you don't go out and tell people about this, and you don't hit everybody with an email on that. And remember, on my site, we also have the ability to filter the water, and then I would suggest you put that water filter under that pyramid. Keep it all going, guys. All right. Thank you for being with me, man. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks, Clyde.
Our recording has been completed.
And David, thank you for calling in, bud.
Thanks, Clayton.
All right. See you guys.
All right.